Sa Ui Drisceoil, Ui Drisceoil as Lammeyer, ag imach de Scoil Pól Innishannon. Ui Drisceoil a dús. Daniel O'Carroll, Mohammed Hamami, Tony O'Carroll, James O'Morku, Luke DeFoyer, Jack O'Connell, Luke Martin, Fionn Nye, Ewan Quinn, last captain, Daniel O'Toma, Reno Coughlin, Sean O'Brien, Harry O'Mahuna, Rory Darvish, captain, Sean O'Lecha, Kieran O'Lee, Robert O'Bracoin, Liam O'Doul and Cooley, Rain O'Willison, Ali Noel, Daniel Wallace, Ryan O'Mahuna, Rory Banks, Noah Healy, Patrick Horgan, Fionn Dennehy, Ben Murray Coakley, Joshua Thornhill, Alan Meehan. For Nolan, Ibrahim Jacob Ryan, Jack Hadler, Aidan Kelleher, Tom O'Mahony, Nathan Stein, Joel Cummins, Shea O'Connor, Tom Murphy, Niall Gannan on captain, Cathal Barrett, Cian McElwain, Billy Flynn, Fionn Dean, Oran Lucy, Ruben Conlan, Ruben Welton, Cian Murphy, Darren Coleman, Kieran Kiley, Luke Daly, Conor Clinch, Oisin Ryan, Shane Holland, Evan Barrett, Aaron O'Sullivan, Edward Kelly, agus Ui Drisceoil.
Right, tails straight down a bit. As you are, so, right?
Jamie O'Connor, Ascolantana Ballandoka.
Louise Galera Corda agus fear fought so could you Park Cuived enough. Welcome everyone to Park Cuived for this DH2 hurling final between Ui Drisceoil in the lovely pink and navy jersey playing from right to left against Scoil Innishannon in the black and green playing from left to right. And our Ray Torinov has started off the match and it's going to be a very entertaining final, no doubt, between two evenly matched sides. And the first attack there is coming from Ui Drisceoil and Puck Untach there, the goalkeeper, has done very well. Well done to Jacob Ryan. and unfortunately Jacob tried his very best, did everything right, but the opening goal has gone to Scullone from Innishannon. Nearly Sigum K4 and Coolshin Cogord anyway, Cool to Gaelscoil Drisceoil Cogord because Son in Morshin. But of course it was a team effort from when the ball was pucked in from the middle of the field. Great defending there from Gaelscoil Drisceoil. The ball is being picked up there by Sean O'Branagan. Sean is sitting on Táin Schlitter Stock over a cardiac. Rory O'Davish on captain. Agus Cuig on Puckshin or Clay because they're 4-wheel. Now it's going to be a very interesting match because within the seconds of the game having started, we've only a minute of play and already we've a score on the scoreboard. 20 minutes a half here, 15 aside, and it's a beautiful, perfect day for hurling. Collecting Schlittershin is Ewan Quain on last captain. Lost it there to the dogged determination of the forwards from Scullone in Innishannon. And the ball is coming forward. Gaelscoil Drisceoil again, but again, great competing down by the likes of Billy Flynn, Cian McWayne, and Ruben Cullinan, the half forward line, trying to drive the ball forward. Coming out very deep to collect is Sean O'Branagan. He's almost at midfield. And Sean got support from Rian O'Coughlin, and Rian sent the ball in low. Is it picked up there by our last captain, or captain Rory O'Davish. Rory is working very hard for that score. Because Coolin to Rory, and so the scoreboard has changed yet again. We have a goal and a point, only a couple of minutes of the action. Of course now Gaelscoil Drisceoil have had the dream perfect start, but Jacob Ryan and his teammates are well used to final days. They were here in the final last year, lost heartbreakingly to Vickerstown by just a solitary point, so it takes a great team to come back, and no doubt this is the team we have. And trying to Littleberry dance there is Cian McElwain and Elwain, sorry. Cian was trying to get through, but he was just swallowed up by bodies, but he's getting great support from his teammates coming up to help him, or even Fionn Dean, Oren Lucy and Cormac Lynch coming out to try and win the ball. They're hungry to get into the action. Collecting the ball there, lovely layoff there, a hand pass to his teammate. Again, a lot of kind of huddles. Everyone is hungry to get on the ball. Collected over 3 out there. Harry O'Mahuna. Harry, great block down there by the defender from Scullone. That is excellent play. I think that's Ewan Quain, the last captain who was blocked down. Going to Verdoyog, Sean O'Branagan. Sean is sending the crossfield ball right into the full forward line and winning. And there's a free out there for Scullone. Scullone will breathe a sigh of relief. Really, Jack Cantillon, Aidan Keller and Shea O'Connor are working very hard in the full back line to contain the excellent forward line that Gaelscoil Drisceoil have here on playing today. And that then ball coming, great collected pick up there by Cian. Cian has gone a solo on Cian. Can Cian get the first score of the match? But he was blocked out, but it's okay. His teammate was that Ivor Hucht sending the ball in a high. Gary Owen coming in, the batted down, and the great communication. Scullone boys here trying to push, trying to get the ball through, and shouldered fairly, may I add, was Ivor Cuig out there, Ruben Cullinan. And Scullone still at the ball down there, and they've earned the equivalent of a 65. It's fantastic that Scullone have really rallied after that early goal and a point that was scored by Gaelscoil Drisceoil. And a special mention, the captain now here today, Niall Gunnan, and his teammates would love to acknowledge and thank Tom Mahoney for the part he played in helping the team get to the Skeena Skull final. He's out today, he's injured. They just want to acknowledge and thank him, and to thank also Cormac Lynch for stepping in Tom's place. So this is the free now. This free, I'd say it's perfect day for strike it. It's on target. He's a no, it's gone. Clay August there 4-wheel as I look at it. Hard look there, and I'm sure Niall Gunnan will get another chance. And Niall I'm sure is trying to emulate his brother who's playing with the Cork Under 20 hurling team and maybe captain a team, a winning side here today. But not if we're going to have anything to do with it, says Gaelscoil Drisceoil. Coming out very deep for this Rory O'Davish. He is full forward, but he's come out to win the ball, and he's gotten Coolin Ella. So I'd Neil Kinty K4 on Cooler Deuce. Coolin ag Rory O'Davish and is agus Mahu Rory. Now, coming to pocket out Jacob Ryan. Jacob is having a good think which direction to send it, and he's opted to send it down the middle, down into the centre forward, who is Cian McElwain. and the ball is held up there now. There's no denying that the forwards for Scullowen are working very hard now, trying to add to that in the opening point, but there was a great clearance there by the defender for Ui Drisceoil. Picking up the ball is that Rory again. Rory's trying to solo, he's just lost possession, he's been marked by two players now for Scullowen. That's a strategy, obviously trying to give him less options and reduce the influence he'd have in the match. He still tried to win the ball again, but there's fantastic defending there by Jack Cantwell and Ian Keller and Shea O'Connor. They're working very hard and they're getting support in from the half-backs of Mason, Joel and Cahill. They know what the damage this Ui Drisceoil school can do, and they are definitely trying to contain them. And coming out is Rory again. Rory had to, I think it was Rory, if I'm right. Was it Iver Cardiog? Yeah, Rory's gotten his third point from play, may I add as well, so that's great testament to not only Rory's physical presence, he's a fine strapping young lad, but also the level of skill he's displaying as well. Fantastic block down there, every skill is on display here today. Ui Drisceoil are really eager to get the ball in, and they're spreading it to the other wing, and sprinting for it was Rory, and Rory was very well marked there by Mason's line. Mason did everything right. He flicked the ball away, he didn't foul Rory because be too close to goal, easy to tap over free. But is it Rory's coming out to take his own 65 now? And I'm sure the Ui Drisceoil, Moon Tory of Diarmuid Thompson and Brian Kelleher are delighted with the first few minutes here of this match. I'll just check my stopwatch to see how long the match is in play, but I'm sure both mentors are delighted with their team here today. So we have 6.5 minutes, and Rory sent on Schlitter Shin or Clay Agasser for Wheel. Cove Rowan Rory Achis coming. Now it's interesting, Rory seems to have opted to move out to midfield. So perhaps we're doing something like Northern Ireland football, that Ui Drisceoil are pulling all their players back to defend and then driving forward once the ball is going into play. Yes, it looks like it. We only have, two inside forwards now for Ui Drisceoil. So the Scullowen player is going to be there first. I think it's Iver 3, is it? Liam Kinta, I think will be Aidan Kelleher. Aidan did very well to send it out to the wing. An inch perfect pass to Iver Day. His teammate Cahill Barrett, who's in the back line here today, one of the half backs. The ball is held up there now, but the Rator is who is Jamie O'Connor from St Anthony's Ballinlough officiating, has just opted to throw in the ball, and Mila Buekas O'Shkina Skull to Jamie and his ball boys from St Anthony's School Ballinlough and their principals, who so kindly released both Moontor and ball boys to support us here today. It's an absolutely perfect day for hurling here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and the supporters from both sides are in full voice here. Jamie now is giving a sideline ball there to Scullowen. I think it's a sideline ball. Did he step over the line? That's what I think it is anyway. And Shane Scanlon and Chris O'Donovan, I'm sure, are delighted with the way the players have responded to the early goal there from Ui Drisceoil. They're in the final for the second year running. They lost by single solitary point last year, so they're hoping now that this will be their year. On the other hand, we've Ui Drisceoil won for the first time last year, and they're hoping to win the double this year, to win 2 years in succession. What a shot, what a strike. It's gone Claire's for you. To be honest, it was nearly deserving of a score, says the neutral person in me, Neely Sunkehe Akfar Ord Lords, or anywhere he was who took that free. I'll be checking his jersey now to see who it is. He's coming for it again. I think it's Iver Street, the full back, Padraig O'Curtain. Yeah. And Cove Rowan Padraig, that would be wonderful to score a point here now in Páirc Uí Chaoimh today from the full back line. So anyway, coming forward, Scullowen coming forward with the ball after earning a free there now. We know the calibre of the free takers now that are at both sides. So I would be hazarding a guess. There's a bit of an angle there, but the distance isn't that far. And the free taker, who's Iver and May, number 9. Mila Buekas to my colleague here on video, giving me the numbers. So Niall Gannan, the captain. Niall's going to go again. Can Niall put it over? And Niall does that exactly. Wasn't his brother proud of him today? Now that was a very important point. It keeps them within touch of Gaelscoil Driscoil. Interesting, Gaelscoil Driscoil haven't scored in quite a few minutes now since that early goal and a point. So it shows that the defence for Scoil Owen of Jack, Aidan, Shay, Mason, Joel and Cahill are certainly getting the measure now of that excellent forward line from Gaelscoil Driscoil. Now here we have the ball coming in though, dare I speak too soon, coming to Rory. Rory is a very strong player, he's also a lovely hurler, and Rory did a lovely little jig there, a little shimmy and a dance, tried to make space, but struck it Yesh agus for real. So Leshan Schlitter reaches Jacob Ryan. Jacob Ryan he is definitely a busy boy indeed, and he's pucking the ball out. Interesting, Jacob sending the ball down the middle of the field, down to them, and winning it is what they're doing indeed. Went to number 11, Cian. Cian unfortunately found his route to goal full of bodies, and so it's Gaelscoil Driscoil which it now, and Iver Hindiag Rian O'Coughlin has earned himself a free. A sigh of relief now will be taken by all of the players, I'm sure, from the back line from Gaelscoil Driscoil. Mohammed, Padraig, James in the full back line, Luke, Jack and Luke DePuer agus Luke Martin in the half back line. And taking it now is, I think it's Iver Shea take it was Iver Shea, Jack O'Connell, and Jack O'Connell got his first point. And interesting, if I have my facts right, Jack O'Connell is the first cousin of the Downies. So here is Jack playing in the half back line for Gaelscoil and Driscoil, and both of his first cousins play in the back line for Cork. So a bit of trivia, some interesting statistic. But here coming back is Cian McElwain. Cian is really trying to lead the attack here for his school. He came very deep to collect that. He's trying to compete again to win it back, but no, great pick up there in a clearance by the half back or it could be midfielder actually for Gaelscoil Driscoil. That ball looks like it's going to stay in play. No, it's gone Clay agus for real. So Anish now, just I must check the time. Neelis come came no made a tá fácha ne. Tá gá no made diag imha agus tá nílach 8 no made fácha now so Kate la on shot. So we're into the second quarter, as they say in basketball, in this match. So great puck out there by Jacob Ryan. Jacob is slightly wind assisted, gone to Iverhoch. Tom Murphy, the midfielder, great block down there now, going to Cian. Cian seems to be playing deeper than the half forward line. Of course, he's hungry for ball, he's trying to come out. Great pick up there by the defender for Gaelscoil Driscoil was that Luke DePuer. Neelam Kinta collecting the ball is Rory. Rory's looking, Rory Cindy, an inch perfect pass almost, but no, very well intercepted there by the half back Mason's line. Mason sent it up. Now winning the ball again is Iver Shea, Jack O'Connell. And Jack O'Connell has sent the ball up low along the line. It's almost if he knew Rory was going to be there. Rory is opting now very unselfishly to try and get his own teammates into it instead of taking what I would call risky shots from outfield. It seems to have paid off. Now there's a very, very sharp angle here. I wonder what Rory will do here with this angle. Would he opt maybe, would one of his teammates run forward into midfield? Would he send it back and then they'd have less of an angle? But I think he's going to go for it himself, and rightly so. Rory, after scoring, is it 3 Coolines fight to egg Rory Inish, and so Rory hope to add to that tally. Now it's out on the sideline, but still within range, I'm sure, for Rory, but he just have to get the angle right. Now Rory's taking it, he's going for it. Agus Cuiche or Clay agus 4-wheel. Now when it comes to this match here, we can see obviously that the game has settled into a rhythm or a pattern. There's a lot of ebb and flow. Ball is going up and down the pitch, but the interesting thing is that Scoil Owen aren't getting enough scores from their attacks. That there's great pressure being put on them by the defence for Gaelscoil Driscoil. They seem to be not able to settle on the ball, but there's great defensive play though by Scoil Owen. Great hook there now, excellent hook by Rory. Rory, and his teammate came in trying to make space for himself. He's trying to jig and dance around them, and he lost possession, and the Scull Owen player is picking up the ball. Well done. Was that Iverade? I think it's Cathal Barrett. Well done, Carl. He got support from his teammates. Coming is Iverane, Niall Ganan, one of the midfielders. Niall sending it up. Great delivery there. It just failed to control it, and it's being picked up there by the defender from Gael Scully Driscoil. Again, as I said, it seems to be very little time for the forwards to settle. Rory's trying to burst through. Oh, well done by Jacob Ryan. I tell you, Patrick Collins should be looking out there. I think we've another Patrick Collins on in the ascent. Now, we're going to wait now. The Ray Tour is going to have a conversation with our umpires from Glanmire Community College and Wheeler Wakelson for the support they're giving us. Between them now and North Monastery Secondary School, the transitioner students are a very essential part of the Skeena Skull volunteer team that support these finals. There are a lot of people involved, a lot of Moontory give up days and hours to this, and thanks to their each Priveta, but also on top of it we have retired Moontory as well, who come in not just one but countless days to ensure the success of these finals. And Rory, another wide for Rory. Again, interesting, Rory staying out midfield, so it is, I think, strategy by Gael Scully Driscoil. Oh no, top row, and Rory's changing his hurley. So Jacob Ryan of that majestic save, I mean, that was reflexes at their best, and Jacob got the ball up perfectly to his teammate, and Scull Owen are on the attack, but defending very well is Gael Scully Driscoil. The neutral person in me would love to see Scull Owen get a score for all their efforts, but it's very hard when you have such excellent players from Gael Scully Driscoil who are able to drive forward and give relieving clearances like that. On his own up in the forward line is over 3 Sean O'Branagan. I don't think Sean can manage on his own. He needs a few colleagues in, but it's interesting. It seems that Gael Scully Driscoil are opting to have only 2 inside forwards and maybe have more support around the middle of the field, and that could be paying off for them. Collecting the ball is Jack O'Connell. Jack's in the ball in, coming to there is, and very well done, he's the opposite Iver O'Shea, Joel Cummins for Scull Owen. Joel got it up there now. Going to Iver Doyle here is Billy Flynn. Billy though was snuffed out by a few Gael Scully Driscoil players, and coming out again now is a Gael Scully Driscoil defender with the ball, but again they harass in numbers, both teams. There's great supportive play, and Scull Owen got the ball in. Coming to as far as Iverane is Niall Ganan. Niall is trying to get the ball in, but he was blocked down there, and Scull Owen still valiantly trying to get the ball in, but it seems that Gael Scully Driscoil are going to weather the storm and create another attack there for their team. And collected it was Rory, unfortunately, I think accidental trip, but tripped one of the defenders as he was going in to collect that ball. So thank you very much, I'm sure, says the Jack Cantle, Aidan Keller and Shea O'Connor there. And I think, am I right, could it be Iver O'Shea, could it be Joel Cummins taking that free? Now again, I'm going to keep an eye on the time. It's 18 minutes of play so far. That ball is going fine and deep, but fielded it there beautifully. Another level of skill on display is Ewan Quinn, our last captain, and Ewan puck low to Ewan, and now accidental collision there between players, and everyone's up, which is great, thank God. And coming first is Iver Haindiog, Cindy it yes, agus for Reno Coughlin. It's interesting now notice for especially for Gael Scully Driscoil. They have that goal and 4 points, and it is a nice cushion, but they have had a lot of wides. I would hope they won't regret those wides. Coming for his own score here is Ewan Quinn, but Ewan was met there by, and as they say, he was snuffed out by the defenders from Scull Owen. Ewan is trying to get his shot in, but no, Jacob Ryan in the safe hands of Jacob. And coming to Iverane, Niall Ganan. Niall is taking, is after rounding the players. Seeing a lovely ball in there, and looks like Scull Owen could have something here. Scull Owen, if they could win the ball, if someone get the ball cleanly into his hands, or will they opt for the ground ball? and our Rator has blown the whistle now. Donna dog Shatek and Neelam Kinta Kadian Hikshe now. Fanamita Kuspeki. Yeah, he's opted to throw the ball in. So let's throw the ball in. Scullone hoping they're so close to goals they get something from this. Even a Coolina one, they'd be very fearful if they got that. And looks like no, again, Wales could just goal, as those defenders have done countless times before, weather the storm, pick up the ball and clear it. And going to number 9, Ewan Quinn, and that's two strikes of the ball, and they're 2/3 of the way down. Now here we have Rory again. Rory's opting to solo the ball in now. He's opting to take on 2 defenders, 3 defenders. He only got so far though, but no, he's still looking for possession of the ball. He's still trying to win it. And Scullone tackling now in huge numbers. And our Rator has blown the whistle. Tá sé la ama inis. So ag la ama, it's cool agus Kera Coolin to Ui Drisceoil, and that very precious but also very admirable single point for Innishannon. It's been a very interesting first half. The first half where no doubt Ui Drisceoil dominated, but then it's a game of 2 halves at the end of the day, and I would imagine that there's more in Innishannon and they'll surprise us in the second half. But that said, it's all to play for in the second half. Tá Rator an tarna leis a clecana seo idir Scullone agus Ui Drisceoil. A very entertaining first half, and I'm sure there are great words of wisdom now being given to the Scullone players by Dermot Thompson and by Chris O'Donovan and Shane Scanlon. Tá Brona. Ui Drisceoil are eager to get going. They've had a successful 12 months now after winning last year's final and entering another final again this year, and I'm sure they're eager to build on the success. But Scullone are well used to final day, and they won't give up. They won't give up easy. And this is what the answer Scullone needed. This is how you rally a team. This is how you lead a team. And on a vod there for Ivor Hainjog, Cian McElwain, who's gone into the midfield there now. Our Rator today has blown for a free there, and there's a free for Scullone, and Scullone are delighted. This is exactly the momentum that Scullone needed now going into the second half. And here we haven't even the first minute played now, and already we have Scullone with a chance to get a score. And to take this will be Ivernane Niall Gannan. Niall has the option to go for the goal, but I think he'll take the point. It's too early actually to be going for goals at this stage. So now we have 2 points to a goal and 4 points. And Anafa, very well done, Niall. That score came from the initial start there by Cian McElwain when he won the ball and started soloing. What great fielding there by Ivor Huck, Fionn Nyhan. Fionn Nyhan at midfield did very well there, but again Scullone seemed to be playing with an urgency and a vigour that shows that they're here in a final. And coming again, Ui Drisceoil, interesting, the defender here, Ivor Cuig, a tall strapping lad, Luke Dupuer. Luke has won the ball and he's sending the ball out, giving it fierce power altogether, a low hard grasping ball, and very hard to control that. And it's in the back line now for Scullone, a chop ball, and there'll be a bit of time now to draw a breath, and a very fast free there taken to Ivernane. And Ivernane and Niall Gannan Cindy it in, and a very good block there by Daniel O'Carwheel. And now we have a different appearance in this match. Leelam Kintikea for and Cool Shin, but that Cool is making this a very interesting final. So in less than 2 minutes we have a goal and a point. 15 Ivor Cuitiog. 15 was Ruben Gullinan. Oh, I wonder, are Ruben and Niall related? Very interesting sounding names, both the same interesting surnames, they sound the same. But anyway, back to the action. Great clearance there by Ivor Cuig. Luke Dupuer. Luke did very well, but it's okay. Joel Cummins has it. Joel Cummins has, but unfortunately the direction of Joel's clearance wasn't as it should be, but it's okay. His teammates have collected it and they're trying to solo out of trouble, and he did very well to avoid the block there. Playing very deep is Luke Dupuer. It looks like that Luke Dupre has gone midfield for Gaelic Ui Drisceoil, and he's definitely making an impact there as he's sending great delivery of ball in the whole time to the forwards. A lovely low ball. Watch your back now, because here we have Luke. Lovely job there, lovely 1-2, and almost perfect, but it was great to see players having a bit of vision, trying to find each other, very similar to the Cork style of hurling. Now the ball is held up in the middle of the field. There are a lot of bodies there, a lot of bodies trying to win the ball, trying to move it forward. It's a bit like a rugby scrum here. They're trying to inch it inch by inch down the pitch. But coming out with there was Ibrahim Diog, Rian O'Coughlin, but well done to 3 Aidan Kelleher. Aidan got in the way of that now and stopped the ball. And there are only 2 in the inside forward line, only 1 in the inside forward line now for Gaelic Ui Drisceoil. Just that single solitary, and if I'm right, it's Drury. Scullone have come forward with the ball, and a great solo run all together, and he avoided the tackle. Is going again, but a pity he didn't find his teammate out to the right there. But that shows now the urgency that's in Scullone, and they are hungry for scores, and they're full of confidence now. Where will this ball go? It's a wait and see at this stage. It's hunting in packs is what they're doing now, and Gaelic Ui Drisceoil have managed to clear their lines. Fantastic back down there now, and trying to pick up the ball is the player there from Scullone. But again now, a huddle at one corner of the field, another huddle towards the middle, and it is interesting what that goal has given to the match. It's injected. There was already energy in Scullone from the first throw in of the ball by our Raitor, but it's gone up a notch here now for both teams, and this is what Gaelic Ui Drisceoil need to do now. Plenty of ball going into the inside forwards that have scored a goal and 4 points, but not with the defenders of Mason Sline, Joel Cummins and Colin Barish in the half back line now for Scullone. A lovely clearance out into space, hoping to find one of their own. Almost did, but great shoulder there, and the ball was sent forward. The ball is won here, and low ball in. Very well done, find each other and trying to get through Fehe 21, Iver Fehe, and very well blocked there by Luke Dupre. Luke Dupre didn't commit a foul. He just followed the players until he earned the free himself. That was a great solo effort there by Cormac Lynch. There were too many bodies in his way, but it is definitely becoming very exciting here. The opportunities are coming for Scullone. Scullone though would love to try and get ahead. They've been behind for the whole match, and getting ahead takes a lot of energy to level a match, but then you must try and drive forward and to take control of it. Great play there. Oh, fantastic block down. Excellent block down. Shoulder there, and Iver 3 Diog and Harry O'Mahuna. So the ball has gone forward. So Scullone look now, head up. Very good. Maybe should take their points. Jack is over carried the ball. I was saying maybe they should try and take their points. 2 points isn't much of a difference. That was well within, was it Jack or Keane's range to be able to take the point there. They're working very hard though, Scullone. They are taking the match to Gaelic Ui Drisceoil, and I'm sure when all is said and done, the wonderful thing about this, of course, is that they're children at the end of the day, giving of their very best, and it's been a most entertaining match. And both schools have stars aplenty, but I think none more so than the Bert Coolbora, who have been very busy young men here today. Now, lovely free deliver down into the Scullone backline, and excellent job here all together. And it's very interesting to see this here now, that the ball is down in the Scullone backline, and the forwards coming through. Iverane, Daniel O'Tuma, Tabron Yung Quain was coming through there, being snuffed out. It's just the sheer level of support that every player has when he's going for the ball is just really, I think, the trademark of this match. On both sides, supportive play, looking after your colleague, being there on his shoulder, always hunting in droves, supporting each other, blocking, tackling, harassing. It's a real testament to this match today, and Scullone have it now. Scullone, a lovely hand pass there to Iverheen Diog. Keane, what will Keane do? With 2 are on Keane. I thought it was slight push in the back there, but it's okay. Keane is standing in when he's going for it. And some fantastic solo run there up the line. And the ball was blocked, but the Raytor is blowing the whistle. I think there was a collision there and knocked the head, and I know our Raytor will have to be very careful there now. Jamie O'Connor's going to make sure that Imroar is looked after. Now, an interesting statistic here is that Cian McElwain, who has been a real warrior and a leader for Scullone, was also primary game football representative when Cork played Kerry. So Cian obviously is what we call a dual star for his school. Lovely sideline ball there, low, but it just didn't get to the intended target. The advantage being given to Scullone, it didn't accrue, so the Raytor is given a free. I'm checking the time. How much time do we have left in this very entertaining match? Oh sure, we've loads of time. We're at 8 minutes at this stage. Now, there's no wind there, so it just depends on how far this will go. There's a slight breeze there going up the pitch, but I don't think it's going to be enough to hold up the ball there for Iver Cuig. I think it's Iver Cuig or Iver Shea. Good, fantastic fielding effort being made there by the forward for Scullone, but that Gael Scully Driscoil, as they did countless times in the first half, managed to get the ball out. Now again, as I said, 2s and 3s supporting each other in today's match when it comes to winning the ball. Trying to get the ball is Iver Cuitiog. There's some light little players there. It doesn't take much to knock them down, but nonetheless they're fearless regardless of stature. And Gael Scully Driscoil will be delighted now. Is Luke Dupuy going to come out to take? No, he's going to leave it to his colleague. His colleague is going to take this. Now, this one with the wind behind, it could drop right into the full forward line here and in the square on top of Jacob Ryan. Jacob Ryan of that fantastic save in the first half. Yes, as I expected, he gave it plenty of height. The wind is carrying, it's lifting, it's going all the way, but it's gone to Jacob. Jacob has to clear it though. Jacob wasn't blocked down. Well done, Jacob. Unfortunately, didn't have enough time to give it the perfect direction to one of his teammates, so it's won back again by Gael Scully Driscoil. Gael Scully Driscoil, again, a lot of bodies tackling, going for the one ball. Unfortunately, we have 30 people in the middle of the field going for the one solitary ball, so it's bound to be busy at times. And Gael Scully Driscoil, a very physical, strong team, are defending very well here, winning the ball. And here we have this lad coming around, he's going to take the score. I think it looks like Tasha Ariyesh, as I look at it, Oxer 4E. I must say now, there are a lot of wise Gael Scully Driscoil. I think they'd be in a very different position if they'd taken some of their scores in the first half. They're not getting many opportunities in the second half. That's a fantastic drive. The ball has gone all the way in, but coming out really very well was the full back there for Gael Scully Driscoil, but he's been blocked down there. He's going for the option of the ground hurling, and it's worked very well. There was a chance there for Scullone to win the ball, but unfortunately the fullback was in front. But the ball is now a free for Gael Scully Driscoil, so giving us time now to draw a breath and to reflect. It looks like Gael Scully Driscoil have weathered the storm, that initial momentum that was coming from Scullone in the first 5 minutes, and they've weathered that storm. They've managed to keep their 2-point lead. But like, the interesting thing is they haven't scored, and they do desperately need scores if they're going to continue. It looks like they have the score here. It looks like the goal is there, and the goal was there. He slipped inside. He was like a thief. Sean O'Lake has slipped inside and got that goal there. A cool blow. He took it very well, even though he wasn't marked, and it was just the defenders for Scullone just didn't see him slip in behind, and there was nothing at all that Jacob could do for that. So now, as I was saying, we need a score for Gael Scully Driscoil to give him a bit of cushion, and that's exactly what they've done. So now, with 11 minutes of play, the scoreline has changed. Gachul agus Carachulín for Gael Scully Driscoil, agus Cúlaháin agus Gachulín to Scullone in a. So it is 11 minutes, so we're just over halfway. That we're in the fourth quarter of this match. I know Raytor is just recording something in his notebook there, and Jacob sent a great puck out there, a really high ball, just almost past midfield, and that's against the wind, may I add. So well done to Jacob there. And again, another huddle in the middle of the field there, and the ball is we're just waiting to see who comes out, and coming out with Ui Drisceoil, no doubt buoyed up by that goal, and our Quitog is going to try and strike it, didn't get in far enough, but fantastic full back display there for Scullone. I think it was Aidan Kelleher yet again, and the ball is being collected, the ball is being won, and just making space to clear it is I think it's either Mason or Joel, but great play there. Now Ui Drisceoil, the player there has lost possession, so it's going to Scullone. Scullone, I'm sure, are really from that cool, but at the same time, a goal and 2 points can be 3 pucks of the ball if you're lucky. And I know that Scullone are definitely hungry and eager for a win this year. It's their second consecutive final, and it's great credit to them to be in 2 finals in consecutive years, and it's credit to the local club as well of Valley Rovers and the support they give the school, not to mention the Bert Moon Tour, Diarmid and Brian, and Chris and Shane. Now waiting there is Iver Renee, Niall Gunnan. Niall cut a lovely hard ball, there was great power in that shot. He got his Pharisees opposing Iver Renee, Ewan Quain, but he was snuffed out quickly by the midfielders for Scullone. Winning the ball and sending a great shot in. Iver Haintiog was Wayne O'Coughlin. The ref played advantage, but unfortunately it was won by one of the defenders in the back line for Scullone, so he's called it back for a free. Taking this free is Jack O'Connell. Jack, I say, is going to try and go for a score. He has a little bit of wind behind him. I say he's going to see how far it can go. That's exactly what he's done. He's given it height, he's given it distance, but just the direction was lacking. But none the same, it was a great effort by Jack to go for the score, to try and add on another point to the tally and just hopefully put it out of reach for Scullone. But Scullone aren't daunted yet. Cormac Lynch has come out very deep to win that ball, and he's getting support from his teammates. It's at midfield, and again another stalemate, and the players are just waiting patiently. Our Ray Torres blowing the whistle, another throw-in ball, and coming up first. We have, after winning it there, was Iver Haintiog. Oh, a fantastic block down there. Actually, we have an Unadi. Iver Fehetrini list Kehe, so no, I'll have to check my list. But Fehetri, Anava Erfad, well done you for doing that. And coming out is playing a very defensive role is Rory. Rory's laying it off to Iver Renee, Ewan. There's a free there, so Ewan has it. So Fehetri fall to road Shane Holland to the match today, and it's a free here for Gaels College Driscoll. Every free now for Gaels College Driscoll is going to eat into the time, and that time is precious, especially for Scullone. So we are 15 minutes. Quick no made for Innishannon. Oh, the short pass and going to Rory. Rory is going to try and take his point, and is that an insurance point? It is indeed. And if my maths is correct, I think Rory is after scoring his 4th point today, and all of them from play, if I'm correct. Getting ready, showing the rate, or he has the slitters. Ryan Jacob isn't wasting any time. Jacob hit a really tall, long, high ball there. A very important puck out there for his team, trying to help the forwards get inch the ball forward. And it looks like Scullone are tussling in midfield there for it. Gaels College Driscoll, a very physical, very tall team. There's some big players there for the Gaels College Driscoll team, and it can be very hard to mark someone with stature like that. But the players from Scullone are really putting it to them. They're not daunted by physique, size, or the scoreline, and they are really making it a very entertaining match. Fantastic block down there by Luke the player. It's gone out to the wing, and the forward there for Scullone and coming back to help Luke is also Rory. Rory has opted to play a much more defensive role in the second half, and Rory unfortunately went over the line when he was soloing, and it's a sideline ball for Scullone. And again now interesting, Scullone have only 3-4 defenders in their half of the field. They're pushing forward to see if they can get a score. And hard look there, that's, I think it was a free actually Tobronum. And we Collish Dainte, Rory Massam here, Neelam Kinta, Akinaway, on pucks there, Neelaine score Faka. Fighter leis an puck séir sin. So Lanny Garai again away leis an glethe. Very good flick of the ball there, like just to drive it forward. Scullone doing everything they can now to push the ball forward, and there was great shouldering there between both teams, and it's been a really enjoyable match. Very few fouls really, in terms of maybe a few jersey tugs and whatever, but it's a very fair sporting match. Scullone have a chance now. This ball is important. I think could it be Ivernay Niall go and take it, or is it? Yeah, Niall is take it. He's sending it in as far as he can, but trying to catch it there was Rory. Rory went to catch it, didn't catch it cleanly, but he's coming out with it ease and one-handed pick up. He's soloing and he's playing it off to his colleague. Yeah, Iverheen Jog Massam, it's Rian, or could be Ivernay Neelam Kinta, but Scullone in West snuffed that one out with ease, and great block down there by Rory. It's very hard to mark a lad as tall as Rory, and the ball is going right in again, and Jacob is let it go over the end line. Jacob has the slitter again, showing it to the Raytor, ready to do a quick puck out. We're in the closing minutes now of this highly entertaining final. And Scullone coming at it again, a team full of heart, full of determination. Look at that bursting through. Unfortunately failed to hold the ball, but he was going to burst through Hurley's, bodies, everything to get the score. But they've weathered the storm. Who's Gael Scully to score. Scullone are trying to go with the ground ball now, picking it up there and trying to send it in. Was the inside forward, was the Cormac, but unfortunately too many bodies in the way. Gael Scully Driscoil now, I think with only a minute left, are just going to bring as many bodies as they can back and just protect that lead, protect that advantage they have now. And he's got it. Scullone is coming. Oh, a player from Scullone had it, but it's snuffed out again. Too many bodies, unfortunately. Now, thank you very much, says is it Ivernay for Scullone? Yes, sending it in back down there. Iver a Handiog. Ooh, that was a very dangerous ball. That was Keane sent that in, and if it was on target, it could have caused fierce problems there for the defence for Gael Scully Driscoil, and it would have put a very different appearance on the match. Now we're in the final minute, not forgetting injury time, of course. So and is there enough time left for Scullone to level it, if anything else, or have Gael Scully Driscoil done enough to secure a win? Gael Scully Driscoil now are just, oh, that's a great shot in. It's gone in right into the square. What will happen? But it won again by the defenders for, I think that was Luke de Boer, and our Raytor has blown, and a successful day yet again for Gael Scully Driscoil. They have won 2 consecutive Skeena Skull hurling finals. The first one last year in the history of the school, and on Tarn account on Blianshaw. But at the same time, they were a team. They led from the start and they maintained that lead. But you cannot but have admiration for the resilience, the perseverance and commitment of the Scullone players. They know what it's like to lose a final, but it takes a great team to come back from a defeat, and this team did it. There is more in this team. I've no doubt that their day will come on Blianshaw. Gorda to Gael Scully Driscoil and Covrone to Scullone in Innishannon. But it was a most entertaining match. Slán agus Fanacht.